Hello, it's me, Kevin Vonesper, and if you're watching this, you have found the VonPod. We've been trying to get this one together for quite a while. I believe she popped into my birthday party last year, and then we've been trying to get this together, and she's on tour right now, so hopefully, it's gonna be a little gritty and a little bit dark, but that's kind of how we like it here. It's Samantha Riott. You ready for tonight's episode of the VonPod? Get your questions ready for Samantha Riott. Okay, here we go. VonPod. Welcome to VonPod. I've got chicken heads and deli creeps, scary monsters and super creeps on VonPod. You're listening to VonPod. With aliens and scum dogs, I hope you're here to chat along to VonPod.
You can watch and chat with us live. Like and share and subscribe. It's always a surprise.
You're watching VonPod. VonPod. Hello, Samantha Riott.
Hello, Kevin.
What's
Nice
up?
to
What's up? Likewise. So where are you exactly right now?
Somewhere in the middle of California, I'm not sure.
And where were you earlier when
somewhere.
we were tech checking?
Same, traveling.
Same.
I just got, I'm coming in from Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So are you like perpetually on tour now? Because you just seem to be on tour all the time, which is
No,
awesome. I'm sort of envious. No?
no, not necessarily. Pre-pandemic, I was on tour a lot. I took a moment to regroup what I'm gonna do. So I'm glad that I had that chance, some years to figure out my next artistic move, which is what I'm basically touring right now, is new stuff that I've been working on in that time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because I know in the past when I've seen you, your performances have kind of been like, tell me if I'm wrong, but one-off unique experiences.
Wait, what'd you say?
In the past, when I've seen you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your performances have been kind of like one-off unique experiences.
Yeah.
Because like you would pair yourself with like a musician or a couple musicians and kind of have like this spontaneous sort of moment, and then I imagine that wasn't repeated ever again for the most part.
Yeah, you're right. In the past, it was strictly, and with my band, those were those pieces were materials that I've written when I was a lot younger, like in my teenage years, or like early.
For Rodenticide?
Yes.
Which is the video we just watched. That's your old band, but was that your first band?
Yes.
Okay, so that answers that question. I was trying to figure out which parts of that video I filmed. I don't think I edited that, did I?
No.
No, but I shot some of it. We had some fun.
You shot some select parts.
Yeah, I remember we had a couple, or maybe at least one night, just walking around with the camera. There was some good stuff in there. I remember we went to the park.
Yeah, there are some parts in your house too.
Yeah, that was some of that in my old apartment, like the checkered
Yeah.
floor on the first floor. Yeah.
Yes.
And I know I filmed that pond part, but they didn't use my favorite part, which is when you see your reflection in the pond and then you throw the pebble onto it. There's a really great
You
spot in there.
have the behind the scenes B-roll.
Oh, I guess. I mean, all of it was kind of behind the scenes B-roll.
But yeah, those the pieces that I had for Rodenticide, those pieces were strictly for Rodenticide.
Hmm.
Own stuff solo, those were newer pieces, so I didn't feel I guess conceptually I wanted to venture out and do it with other people who I thought would also be a good fit.
Sure. And how is that all different from what you're doing right now? Because I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm not really sure what your show is like these days.
I just I've been singing back to basically it's like back to my roots. I I've done I just put out an album a few years ago, spoken word material. Some of this album that I'm doing right now are almost
Ah, she's breaking
but
up. Sorry, you're like disconnecting. Let's see if we can all just collectively will her back into the chat. Oh no! That's what happens when you're on tour. I mean, it's very exciting, but it is a rocky road. Are you back? You broke up. You were
are we
breaking up for a minute. Yeah, you disappeared sort of for a minute. I think you're back.
back?
Oh no. California, get your hotspots in order. I
This
think
is
you're
a
back. See
problem.
you.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Maybe that was just a rough patch. That's okay. I get it. You're on the road. I was on the road a couple weekends ago and I already missed it. Although like 4 or 5 days at a time is sort of enough, and then you need to recover. Hello.
Wait,
Can you hear me?
here.
Kind of. So, I don't even know what we were talking about. I guess you were saying you're going back to your roots. Can you describe exactly what your roots are?
Just singing.
Oh,
I
you're
used to
singing now.
be
So
in
it's not as much spoken word now?
No, I mean the point of this tour is to showcase what I'm doing currently, which is not necessarily spoken word. I kind of don't.
Hmm.
I'm 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 wanting to retire the spoken word persona because
Really?
it's not something that I really envisioned myself doing long
Hmm.
term anyway. It's just something that I really enjoyed exercising because it's just so easy. It's for at least for me, it's easy because I've always been a writer. So it was such a great medium to challenge myself with writing and vocalizing it. But at some point, it doesn't speak to me as much as it used to. So I realized that I the point of this tour is to showcase that my my passion really is singing and songwriting. So
Hmm.
in a way, I'm just wanting to make sure that little by little, once I get myself situated, that's what I would like to be thought of primarily as.
You know what's funny? I don't know if I've ever actually seen you sing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a shame because
It
I
is a
I
shame.
yeah I've always thought I would in the middle of doing all that spoken word stuff in the past, but I never got the gumption to do it, and now
Mm-hmm.
I do. Now I'm not so
So,
terrified of the notion.
right. So you have a band, or like what's happening with the music behind you?
Well, right now it's mostly myself, just all these songs that I've been putting together are programmed with a MIDI
Mm.
keyboard.
Oh
Basically,
no. Uh-huh. So they're backing tracks essentially. Wah
yeah, you can say
wah.
that.
You're breaking up a little bit again. Okay, I think you're back. Um,
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it's something that is just a blueprint for how I want my music to sound, and
mm-hmm.
making enough of a concrete sound for me to go by, and then having sooner than later people who can play it live.
Right, right. Um, well, since I never actually heard your music in this way, how would you describe it?
Um,
And
I
how
would
is it different
say
than like say rodenticide like we heard in the beginning?
I would say it's different in the sense of, from Rodenticide, Rodenticide was mostly free improv.
Right.
Like, my material, spoken word stuff, was already written, pre-written before that band, but
Mm-hmm.
the sounds were just whatever happened. So with this, it's more structured. It's completely conceptual. Um, there's a lot more of a specific sound that I'm going for,
What does it
and
sound like though?
it sounds like experimental, avant-garde, some a little bit of dance, techno, pop, rock, a little jazz in there too. I mean, it's a mixed bag. It's not just one sounding. It's not a one genre thing. It's
Mm-hmm. Right.
alternative to a lot of things.
My God, I want to hear you sing now. I know I keep missing your New York shows. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where are you now? You're like somewhere
I'm in the
outside of New York, right?
well, I'm in the suburbs, so when I go to New York now, I just drive in.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm not far, but I gotta like, I can't just jump on the subway anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It would be nice to catch up in real time.
Yeah, no, I would have loved to film something new for this show, but yeah, the schedules haven't lined up. And now you're in California.
Yeah.
And I think,
uh,
tell me,
yeah.
I think the last time I actually saw you was at the Jan Deck show.
The Jan Deck show. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You reminded me. Yeah, my friend was playing with him.
I don't know if my audience knows who Jan Deck is. I don't know if I have an audience, and if they're out there, I don't know if they know who Jan Deck is. Can you describe who Jan Deck is for people who might not know?
Um,
Or was that like not really your scene?
how do you describe Jan Deck?
I guess I when I first heard of him, he was still a mystery, and now he's not quite a mystery anymore. So it's kind of a
I think
different
he's
way to
still a
describe him
mystery.
now.
He's
You
still a
think so? But
mystery.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
enigmatic, but like we know who he is now. Like he's shown his face. You know what I mean? Like
he's
before, you just like didn't even know who he was.
yeah, but he's still off the grid. It's not like if you
Right.
see him down, if you don't know who he is, you wouldn't just, he's not like super famous, but
No, he's not super famous.
he's still a mystery in that sense, where he's just a very peculiar persona.
Yeah, like I had a whole documentary that I have somewhere. Not that I didn't make it, but I just have it. That was made before he came out and started playing shows, and it was just kind of like a mystery almost. It was like a mystery. It was
Mm-hmm.
so I was just like so it was so cool to be able to just see him and meet him even so briefly.
Oh yeah, because you told
It's
me that
such a niche scene.
I think you told me, didn't you say that I like introduced you to him or
Yeah, you
something?
did.
Like, I took you backstage.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
'cause
don't
my friend was playing with him, and
right.
we just hung out in the back room,
Yeah, I didn't
and
know
just
what he was gonna be like. I mean, I only met him for a second and then I left. I didn't really want to bother him, but like, yeah, that was fucking Jandak. That's how weird is that? That's like the underground of the underground.
yeah, it's pretty underground. It's
Yeah,
pretty down there.
yeah, and I haven't heard of him really since. I hope he's still out there doing stuff. So, who are you on tour with, or who have you been touring with? Has it changed, or is it like a consistent group of people?
No, it's just like some shared dates. It's not like I'm actually touring with
Hmm.
like
Oh, okay.
I'm doing my own thing, if that's what you're
Right,
asking.
right.
Like, I don't have anyone. Although I'm with two lovely gentlemen right now, and they will be, I think, probably like what, one show or so that they're going to be joining my set, but I'm just
Nice.
doing slow.
Um, I just imagine that you're playing like all the DIY venues across the country. Is
Yeah.
that true? And how do you like I know back in the day, not that I ever booked a tour this way, but I know people did. They used like the book your own fucking life and stuff like that, you know, and it was all very who you
On where?
knew. Book your own fucking life. You ever hear of that?
No.
It was like a magazine. It was sort of like a you could buy it in the it would be in the magazine rack at Tower Records, let's say, and it would come out maybe once a year, and it would have like all the venue contacts and promoters and people who would let you crash on their floor, and it was a very DIY style, you know,
Is it
way
still
to
around?
to I
Is that
it might be a website. I don't know if they do a print version anymore. That would be interesting to find out. I should look that up. Is anyone out there? I don't know if anyone's watching this right now, but if anyone out there can look up Book Your Own Fucking Life and see what's out there. But I know that's how people used to do it. Um, how do you do it these days? Is it just like people you know and who they know?
I'm sorry, you're breaking
When
up.
you're when
What'd you
when you're booking
say?
when you're booking tours now, how do you find these underground places? Like, is it just who you know, or like is there a new kind of network out there that we should know about?
It's just all friends. Just I
Yeah.
made so many friends, and it's a growing network. Looking for each other, so it's it's like a fungi mycelium network. Everyone's just really connected,
Is
and
there any like
every time I've
yeah, go
done,
ahead.
it's just like literally nothing but friends every single time. I'll stay with
Hmm.
friends. I'll be playing shows with friends or friends of friends. It's very much a mutual community exchange.
Has there been any particularly cool DIY venues that you've found across the country that you want to highlight?
On the top of my head, so
Because
far,
I'm just imagining you're playing like the coolest places, little places in every city.
um, let me think. I'm a little like, I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah,
wondering
I
what
get it.
I'm.
You're like, I don't
Where
even know where the fuck I am now.
where was I just last night? Where were we last night? Yeah, but where was the show? Oh yeah, this house show last night was really amazing.
Ooh, house shows. They still do that, huh?
Yeah, it was a great lineup and just a great like the audience is very receptive, which is quite beautiful. Sometimes it can be a bit in my experiences it can be a hit or miss, and
Sure.
it's a nice thing to be well received in
And they
different
will,
areas of the
yeah. And it was
um,
good last night?
off the top of my head, I'm thinking where have I played that I really like so far. Um, hmm.
No pressure.
There were some spots that I liked in Florida and in New Orleans, um,
Hmm.
like venues that were really great, like hospitable, um, very much for the community, which I appreciate deeply. When the
Sure.
owners, their promoters, or the sound people are very helpful and very much into what you're doing. That's yeah.
Nice. Well, let's see. I got all your, these are some of your tour dates here. What else are you doing this week? Let's see, where are you tonight? November 9th. Oakland at the Terminal Arts Center.
So
Nice.
basically, this is like the second leg of my tour.
Mm-hmm.
I started in New Orleans like last month.
Mm-hmm. At the Goat. What was the Goat like?
It was good.
Island
Yeah,
truck that's in Jacksonville.
if you're ever in New Orleans, you should go there. It's a great place.
Cool. What was it like? I played at the Howlin' Wolf in New Orleans.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a very nice place filled with nobody.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, it was great. We just put all the audience on the stage with us, and the only people in the audience were the people working at the venue.
Oops, back again.
Uh, you went dark, but I think you're still there. Oh, there you are. Um, do you want to go through some old pictures? I got some old pictures. I don't know if you're gonna like all of them, but I like them because I like to use this show to like showcase some work that I've done with people that maybe people haven't seen before.
Are they
Are they dot 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 dun dun dun? Oh man, you broke up again. What were you saying?
oh yeah, which pictures are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. We just did some random shoots like in my apartment over the years.
Okay.
Let's see. Like the one on the flyer, I think this one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my old room, one of my old rooms in Astoria. I don't think all these are edited, but I just thought I'd highlight them. Smoking. If you have any memories from this era. This must have been what, like 2015 or something like that?
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, and then I took this out because I remember you used one of my shots for your flyer, and that was really cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm returning there next month
Oh yeah? Where's that?
in Colombia.
Nice. So I guess, oh wait, I have a question, but I'm a little bit scared to hear the answer. So if it's unsavory, we can just skip it. But I genuinely don't know if I remember how we first met. How did we first meet? Usually I have a really good memory for stuff like this.
I know it was like cane community, but I really don't remember.
Was it one of those parties that I used to film?
No.
No, okay. But I know you were involved with some of those too.
I was?
Well, you went to some of them.
Okay. I don't remember. I really don't.
That's so funny. Yeah, I like usually know I'm like really good. I have a pretty good memory. Maybe not for names, but for faces. And I genuinely don't remember how we first connected. But
I think you might have been like something with your medium. Like I saw you had a camera, and I was like, "Oh, you do film stuff. You like, or a videographer, photographer,
Mhm.
and we should do something together." That's probably how it happened.
I'm gonna go with that story. And it did happen. It happened many times actually. I filmed a lot of your shows over the years.
Yeah, the way that I'm very peculiar. I mean, it's when it comes to videography, I like to I have a very critical eye, and if I see something that I really like, I won't be a part of this because I think what I really like about I'm sure I've told you this before, but what I really like about how you take your videos is it's not just like a linear straight ahead perspective. You have you have a lot of angles, and it's not just focused on one thing, it's focusing on a lot of stuff. It feels like
Yeah, thank you.
you're
I shoot what I see. It's like how I see the world is like how I present it through the lens, you know?
yeah, it's a nice I like the way I like your perspective on videography and photography.
Well, I'm
Most,
only as good as my subjects.
yeah.
Should
So
we
I
watch
think
something?
that's why I like Kevin, come to my show. I need you to document this because I know if you're there and documenting, it's gonna look fantastic.
Oh,
So
well, thank you.
yes.
Let's put on a video just to show everybody. I particularly like this one. I know it was very just visually stunning. This show, I don't know, did you book this show at this church thing?
Um. Oh yes, yes.
Is there a story behind this? Because this was definitely an unusual venue.
That was like the Park Church Co-op. Yeah. I I think that was just before I was wrapping up finishing my spoken word album, and that piece in particular was about my childhood, and I had collaborated with my friend Layla Cordray, who was so her stylings. I just knew I would when I thought about who could be the best person to do this with. Um, she and I collaborated, and it was very beautiful pairing because she instantly understood what I wanted to do, like how I wanted this to sound. And so when I thought of can I feel comfortable performing it in some bar or some like DIY venue, I wanted it to be kind of cool. So that's why I booked it at this church. And I don't think I've performed it ever since. That's like the first and last time I've performed it. I don't think I would want to at this point ever do that again. It was a very cathartic that church.
Yeah, you're very intense. And like, I don't know, just like when I have such a great surrounding to video, it just comes out even better. And this was such an awesome place to film something.
wrestling their dark you know her well enough, you too would think she's fighting
How
the urge to smile
let me ask you this.
every once
You're very
Yeah.
your character on stage is very intense and sort of, I don't know if you what word I would use, intimidating. Have people reacted differently to your performances than to say a regular band that they would see? Or have you gotten any odd reactions over the years?
Well, what I don't know what the other what like I can't differentiate what the feedback be because I don't know what anyone else is saying to anyone else on a bill that
Right.
I'm sharing with. But most of the time, I have found that people who do come to my shows and see that particular, it's very comforting to know that people relate and people in what I'm saying, even if it's
Mhm.
not completely what they would think. It's like being for us that need articulating. Um,
Right.
I've usually got a pretty good, like, positive feedback. I think most people who are listening to this stuff and feel resonance with it definitely come to me. They think like I really needed that, um, which is
Oh, that's
comforting
good.
because I don't think I'm doing this for someone else. I'm just doing this as like a form of therapy almost. Like I need to
Sure.
get this out of me. If someone comes up to me and they thank me for doing it, it's almost like I'm speaking for them as well.
Mhm.
But I
Do you
never think
have
like this. I'm not thinking like, oh, I need to speak up for other people. I just do it for myself, and
right.
in return, it's a very positive experience because other people feel the same.
Yeah, I feel like what I've learned over the years is just being totally genuine is the best way to connect to people and to, share your
Yeah,
energy. And then people
yeah,
respond to that. People can tell if you're fake and like just trying to fit a formula or something.
yeah. I couldn't fake it if I tried, so I don't bother
Right.
with
Yeah, I
it.
couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine you faking it. You mean Samantha Riott? You're not going to do a pop star album?
I mean, if I wanted to do a pop star album, it would be completely authentic too. It would be
That's
like
true.
trying to use to the. It would just try to be to feel what I feel and regurgitate it back how I need to do it and execute it the way I feel is fit. So yeah, no matter
Yeah.
what, I always do it with 100% bravery and authenticity.
Here, I had some cool behind the scenes photos from this show too that I wanted to show. I really like this one.
And that's a good one.
Uh, and just to show you, it was just weird being backstage at a church. It was like a very
Well,
unique
I live
experience.
backstage, but yeah,
Backstage, yes, sure. Like,
at the church, yeah, the green room at the
yeah.
church.
And then, oh yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. I finally saw Lydia Lunch's band recently, and they were fucking awesome. And I met her again, and the first thing she did, because she was in a hot basement and I was just coming from the cold outside, is she just took my hand and put it like right on her chest.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
that's
okay, that's happening.
wait, did she remember you?
I reminded her. No, I don't think she remembered me, but she was very receptive to me because I was there with her friend Zora. Do you know Zora?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've known her probably for like 15 years as well. So their bands were playing together, and I was filming Zora, so because she came on to this show a couple weeks ago. So
Oh
go check it out.
yeah.
What how did you meet Lydia, and like what's your relationship like with her?
How did I meet her? Well, at first I met her when I was like 17, but I wasn't friends with her until I was
Hmm.
probably like 20, 24, 23 maybe. Um, I was friends at the time. I'm still friends, but at the time, Weasel Walter was. I was sharing bills with him, and we would just like hang out. And I think that's how I met her, was through him. And she just became a really good, supportive friend, and she wanted to come to all my shows as much as she could, and would just give advice here and there of like how to do the thing, like how to do the spoken word thing, and
Yeah, I mean, she's like the master of it.
yeah. So it was actually very nice to know that I I could at least appeal to someone of her status,
Yeah.
because grown up, at least I think like before I met her, I just listened to her music like a year before that, like when I was 16. So to know that later on I would be friends with her was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that she would be very supportive of what I do.
Right. Where is the first place that you met her or saw her?
Somewhere in Brooklyn, just a show she was playing.
Was she doing the band thing or was it the spoken word?
No, it was I think it was Teenage Jesus, like a reunion show, like a long time ago. But it's actually a really funny story. Like I went to the show. I was like, I think maybe a week or so before turning 18. And what had happened? I was walking, this is like in Williamsburg. I was walking around just thrifting and buying stuff, and I saw this Lou Reed album. People were selling vinyl
Oh,
on the
yeah.
street. And I bought this Lou Reed album, Berlin, and I had like a whole bunch of other stuff with me, just like random stuff. And I was listening to a lot of vinyl records at the time. So I'm going up to meet her, and she sees that I have this in my hand, like the album. She's like, "Oh, you like that album?" And I said, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I finally get to have it on vinyl." And then she signed it. And I didn't ask her to sign it. I just like, she just wanted to sign it. She said it's one of her favorite records.
Nice.
And then like 2 months later, I meet Lou Reed, and I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I met him in and some photo exhibit, and I was just like, I was like, what if I just bring this? I'm not really for the autographs. I don't care for
right.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, just for my sake, it's not something that. But this particular moment, I said, I'm gonna bring this album to him and see what happens. And he signed it. And he's like, "Why is Lydia's name on this?" I was like, "It's like, I don't know what to tell you." She signed it. Do you know her? He's like, "Yeah." And then that was that. But I thought
Oh,
so.
boy.
I don't have that record anymore. So somewhere out there's a record, a Lou Reed vinyl Berlin record that has both Lou Reed and Lydia Lunch's name on it.
What happened to it?
I got rid of it. It was like, I don't know. I don't really, the autograph thing, I don't really. And also, I think by that time I was just in and out of places, so I didn't keep any vinyl stuff.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is a cool story. Here, let me see. I think I got one more picture from that show. That's you and your friend.
Yeah, Layla.
I mean, that place is such a great place to do photographs. Must have been around the holidays because I see like a Christmas kind of wreath.
Yeah, it looks like it was chilly that night.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cold. But those coats look very, very comfortable. And
Yeah, I
then,
wonder what Layla was saying there, because it looked like I was really deep into thought of whatever she was saying.
I mean, it's possible I have some video of that moment somewhere, but not accessible at this exact second. And then I think I'm going to skip a couple years I think this is at the Secret Robot Project. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. You have a better memory than I do.
Well, didn't you just perform there again recently?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think
Secret
that's,
Project Robot. Is that place still around?
I don't think it is. No.
Aw. That was the only time I ever went there. It was pretty cool. Oh, and here's some more of our stuff. This is a different photo shoot. Do you ever
Oh
use these
boy.
for anything? What, do you not
I,
like these?
I don't even know where those photos are.
Oh, well, I have them all. You want them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are some cool ones. Hey, look, this is the same exact backdrop that I'm using right now. And then I made you promo for me, of course. Okay, you got a subscriber, so that's cool.
Who's that? Well, I'm
That's
not.
Vinny. He watches my Guar show, which I do a
Nice.
show about Guar here too. You sent me a trailer. Do you want to set this up for me and then we can watch that? I haven't watched it yet, so I don't really know what it is.
It's based off of, that's like a short film music video / music video that I've been working on, based on a track, so like a 10-minute track, that I also did music for with upright bass, and I just manipulated the sound and just chopped it, screwed it, flipped it, cut it, twisted it. I did so many
Reverse
things to it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that. That was the start of my liberation in music and finding my own place in playing musical instruments.
So the full piece is a work in progress still?
Yes.
All right, let's check it out. All right. Is there anything else that you're working on? Is there like the album? Are you like recording it now, or what's the deal with that?
I'm gonna re-record it, so
Mhm.
I just have to. Once I'm done with this tour, I'm gonna re-record it with my friend and through this label with a friend in Florida.
Send me some stems. Send me something to work on.
What do you mean to? What do you mean to work on? Like
I don't know, like to remix it or like add something to it. Whatever you need, whatever you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you did that.
Well, I can do that. I mean, I'm a musician first. I don't know if people remember this about me because they rarely see me on stage, but that's like my main thing.
Okay.
And I'm always trying to just find what's happening so I can kind of insert myself into it.
Gotcha.
I have a
Yes,
question.
that's something particular video is based on that track, which is
Well, not necessarily for that track in but just some, if there's a song on your album or just something. I don't know about that track in particular, but
Okay.
I'm always looking for cool stuff to work on and like get my name out there and just fun projects with friends and stuff like that.
Okay.
I have a question. Where or how did you get the name Riot? And why is there two T's? Is there something significant about that?
Okay. Well, I when I was growing up, I was quite a rambunctious child,
You don't
and
say.
in high school, that was my nickname, Riot. And people actually, for some reason, people actually thought that was my last name.
Hmm.
So, uh, so my thing back then was, if people really think this is my last name, I should at least legitimize it by putting two T's in it. That way, it looks like it could be like a real last name.
Right.
It's so sweet. I mean, like it's not anything. There's no mythology behind it other than that
Well, if
was
you
a
want to
nickname.
mix them up, we can make it canon just right here tonight.
No, it's fine. I've had that name since I was like 14,
Wow.
so it kind of stuck. And I think at some point, I think someone even thought it was French, like Riott,
Mhm.
like Samantha Riott. People thought it was like French. I don't
Yeah.
know. It just kind of stuck. I liked it. It's easier to pronounce than my last name, which is Otero. People have a problem saying that. So
I don't think I ever knew that.
yeah, it's a Colombian last name. People seem to struggle with pronunciations of ethnic names. So I just
Mhm.
figured might as well baptize myself with Riot.
Yeah, I think I've been using VonEsper for like 22 years, so it's similar to you. I started using that right out of high school or during high school.
Yeah,
That's not my
so
real name either.
that would be a good last.
People think it is. That's why I use it. It sounds natural and it looks cool
Yeah,
and might as
yeah, I
well.
would
Just be your
that would,
brand.
yeah, absolutely.
So I have this memory when we first started talking back, I don't know how many years ago. We were obsessed with like this public access channel. Do you remember anything about that?
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Okay. When we first started talking many years ago, we were like obsessed with this public access channel. Do you remember anything about that? Oh no. Hello. Womp womp. I can hear her, I think. Do 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 do. Oh, I think you're back. Did you hear me?
What's that?
We're about to go bridge, so it might be a little more wonky.
Oh, okay.
But maybe it'll be fun.
I'm sorry. Am I back?
I think so. You're sort of back. I mean, you've been sort of gone the whole time. So maybe this is one's a cliffhanger. Okay, I think you're back. We'll land this plane soon. Did you hear my question?
No, I
Hello.
didn't.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I think there's a delay too. I was saying, I think when we first started talking, we were sort of obsessed with this public access channel. Do you remember anything about that?
No, not at all.
No? We used to like put on this there's a website you could access it. I think it was like Brooklyn Public Access, and there was just always the craziest shit on there. And I don't remember what it was exactly. I was hoping you would remember, and maybe we could just put it on and see what's happening there.
I have no idea. I
You
really
don't remember
cannot.
that?
No.
Oh man. It was pretty
Like
wild.
I vaguely remember a public access show. I don't remember anything
Like
else.
we would be talking or texting, and then we'd both be watching this fucking weird public access through streaming. Let's see if I can pull it up. Public access. There was just always the craziest stuff on there. I don't know what it is. Ooh. Oh well. So where can we find your music? I mean, I saw on Bandcamp there's like one song. Is your album out there anywhere?
No, I took it down.
Really? Why?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been
Thank you.
contemplating putting it back up, but it's almost like a memoir. It's so deeply personal, and when I put it out, it felt really good. And then I just remember thinking a few years later, like, I think this has an expiration date, and I should reject and maybe re-release it like sometime in the future again. But with print, it was just too, I think even for me, I think that album was a bit too intense. It's just it's a lot to process. And it was a good exercise for me to let it all out. I think everyone should articulate how they feel and their experiences the way that they saw it. But I don't know, it just felt too deeply personal.
Do you think more musicians should give their art an expiration date and just be like, after this date, it's gone. So get it now?
No, not necessarily. It's just most musicians don't talk about their personal life in such graphic detail.
Right.
You know, 'cause I'm coming at it from not a musician point of view, but a writer point of view. So, I mean, if you talk to authors, they probably feel the same way about books they've released and think, I don't want to even read that book ever again. You know, it's just a different perspective.
But do you think people in general shouldn't read it just because the author doesn't want to read it anymore? Like, is it still
No,
legitimate to someone else?
yeah, I mean, whoever has it has it. You know, it's for their
I'm
own.
not sure if I have it. I was trying to look for it today, and I was like, I don't know where it is.
Well, this new album is not so personal. It's actually more
Right.
poetic in its nature. And also music that I am producing for it. So that makes me feel more comfortable in sharing that, because now I feel like it's more fantastical than it is straight up
Sure.
nonfiction. But who knows? I'll probably re-release it. But I don't hold your breath. I just know for me, I want to put out this new spoken word album, and that'll be my last, because I do want to at least give that part of me and my journey, my creative artistic journey, some light, and seeing how much I've progressed with my ability to do spoken word and explore and challenge myself the way I haven't seen done, because it's not something that I see. It's not a popular medium.
Right.
So I want to.
So you're gonna do another spoken word album?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to re-record again.
Oh, I
So
thought this was gonna be your music album that you're gonna record.
no.
Oh, what's up with
So
your music album?
the music album is just literally as I go. It's not something that I have fully fleshed out yet. Spoken word
Okay.
stuff has been completely fleshed out.
I want to work on the music stuff. Well, I'll take whatever. But
Music stuff still is infancy.
right.
So we'll have that go. That's a whole new journey that is more in depth than the spoken word. Spoken word stuff I could do in my sleep, but this
Right.
stuff that I'm doing now requires more complexity and more nuance.
Sure. Okay, I think we basically did it. Is there anything else that you want to talk about or that you want to promote?
No, that's about it. It's pretty nice to like my journey of artistic pursuits to see how far out like I think about this when I'm 4 and I realize that I started out doing spoken word and I've shared bills with so many people would never assume that would even want to be a part of that, like or even care about this stuff because it's not when you look at your childhood hero, like you don't hear about that as a thing. You don't hear about where being a part of,
No, I wouldn't have been there if I
the
didn't know you
collective.
personally.
Exactly, and the amount of people who I consider heavyweight have completely just armed me, and the fact that I can go on tour with just in the past just only spoken word and come out feeling victorious about it, it's pretty significant. So now that I have, it's almost like I've like I don't know how to. I've got to the top of the mountain with my spoken word. I can't go any further. I have to just
Right.
like say my thank yous in my head. Thank you for coming.
Nice.
Next show.
Well, are you any plans on coming back to the East Coast? And we gotta definitely link up and do something new at some point.
I'm not sure. I after this tour, I'm gonna, like I said, do the re-recordings of the spoken word album, and then going to South America to do a show, and then some vacation time with family. I'm not sure when I'll be back to the States after that.
Oh, really? You have a one-way ticket basically?
Yeah, like I definitely need some time away.
Right on.
I'm gonna be staying
Well,
and yeah,
well, let me know for sure, and I'll let the people know. Let me promote some upcoming shows. Hey, do you like grindcore music? You can say no.
I don't think I've really listened to much grindcore. Maybe like when I was younger,
Well, this is one of the best
but
drummers
barely.
probably in the world, and he's going to be on this show. And he's a local guy to me. He's been in some of the most interesting bands. Currently, the Sawtooth Grid. And John Carroll will be on the show. It'll be great. And then this one I'm really excited about. I know probably no one out there that I'm talking to knows this band Mannequin, but they were so significant to me in like the early mid 2000s, and I just trust me, I've been waiting for this conversation for 20 minutes. So let my excitement excite you. This is going to be a banger. Marky Model, he's doing new stuff. It's like dancey rock music. I don't know. It's cool. And let's see. Emily Whitehurst from Survival Guide and Tsunami Bomb will be on the show. That's me and her when I was like 17 or something like that. So that's going to be fun. She just put out a new record. That's December 21st, January 4th. Do you know Liz McGrath at all?
No.
Well, I know her from several different things. What's that? Anyways, she's a singer, she's a musician, she's an artist, she does all kinds of things, and we're going to talk to her. It's going to be awesome. If you know, you know. And then I guess in February, I'm going to have another birthday party. I don't know what the date is for a Thursday that week, but I'm going to be fucking 40 years old this year, so I need to do another virtual birthday party. Come back to my birthday party, Samantha.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make it.
Stay tuned for a date. I'll figure it out.
I might use you here. I'm on the bridge.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna cut it right here. You have to go do your show. and we have done our show. Should I leave them with a video? Maybe I could leave them with you and Sandy Ewan at Secret Project Robot. Is that a good one? I don't know if she's listening to me. Can you hear me? Samantha. I think we might lose her.
Hello?
Womp, womp, womp. Hello, can you hear me? Well, this, I guess that's it. I'm going to leave you with a sort of a longer piece. If you want to stick around and watch it, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool. I don't know if anyone's really seen this before. It might be on her YouTube somewhere. It's Samantha Riott and Sandy Ewan at the Secret Project Robot. I don't know when this is from. It's from about this time, 2018. And I'll leave you with that. It's like 20 minutes. I'm just going to play the whole thing. Fuck it. And if you want to watch it, check it out. I will see you on the next show. Thanks for coming. Bye. Subscribe to all the things. Go check out some spoken word.
Wanna disappear into the ether. Disappear. 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 Open to the elements. Bends with time and I still in. Locked inside a velvet cove. Dreamless state that I call home. Open to a desperate kiss. Melt inside a sweet caress. Touch his face, his ruptured soul. Feel his body heat grow cold. a twilight zone. A strange world of gloom, where emotions become completely transfixed onto every open sore and hole with secretion. As I hover effortlessly over your interest, invisible in the gloom, invincible with doom, a death trap is rattling inside my head. And a million griefs ago, I was fainting into my recollections of sunlit dispositions. A million griefs ago, my survival rate was low. A million deaths ago, my lifeline grew thick and silvered with growth. My gloom shimmers from side to side that I become large with insensitivity and predatory skill. And your face, mirroring my gloom, waxing and waning, disappearing inside and out as I disguise my silhouette by displaying and flashing all bipolar colors with tiny movements in the day glow. Designed with sharp eyes that cut you down to size so that I can penetrate deep inside and engulf you whole. The strangest life force belies the biggest swallow of all delicacies. And what murderous teeth attracts what sorts of prey? Big or small, large or thin, imitation or authentic, I want it all! I want it all. I just want to feel everything. I just want to feel everything. An endless hunger because it's never enough. It's forever never enough. A parasite to a host with its infinite feeding and the limitless emptiness of an unending cycle that comes full circle. Yeah, I'm talking about love. I'm talking about love. A history of chills in the darkness. A sniper scope of all incoming targets. There is no escape. Only attack. Only threats. Only sensory overload. And flashes of depth and confusion. And another one bites the dust with imperfect timing. Another one bites the dust in my love. All lovers resemble skeletons stripped bare of meat as they collide up to the air for attention and my air and find themselves at risk once more at my murderous teeth. They start begging for a journey to the dark depths of my soul from safety from me. Oh yeah, what a slice of life. What a slice of life. Enjoying that full complexity of their struggle. To the depths of my soul. To the depths of my soul. Oh, my soul! There's a hole! There's a hole in this daily cycle of fucking trickle tidal waves, traveling the dark zones of a gargantuan night continuum that blinds and binds us together. A deep sea of intranquility, pulsating old hells and traumas, and any survival is silhouetted with the overgrowth of pain, corrosive with blue-black destitution. And your face, mirroring my blue-black gloom, exalting with extraordinary gaze, that I become the maze of my force field, and getting concealed in this parasite-ridden skin turns me on. Yeah, it turns me on. I'm talking about mating rituals in the dark. Mating rituals in the darkness. Motionless sustenance in the darkness. Illuminated alerts in the darkness, large with insensitivity and full with monstrous appetite. So maybe just freeze on over with me. Just sink into my magnified and oxygen raw emotions, my bioluminescence. This perpetual dark night discomfort is reward worth the risk. Because my existence is a network of booby traps stretched to the maximum of pressurized captivity. My world is crystal clear with scraps of flesh and casualties dominated by my own survival needs for skirts of pain. The skirts of pain that ricochet off of me and into you. Just mating rituals in the dark. Mating rituals in the darkness. My slippery terrain is an oasis of colonies with remarkable prey, leaving me ripe with an appetite that resembles an abyssal plain gashed with massive downfalls because it's never enough. It's forever, never enough. You're never enough for me, and I am never enough for you. You can't bleed enough for me, and I never want to bleed for you. The roughs aren't rough enough, and your arms aren't tough enough to fully embrace me. Because I am never enough of a tragic calamity independent of such a poisonous parasite. Because it kills me to feed you what you claim to eat most. All of me. When the predator feeds on the prey, that's when the bloodshed begins. So kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. My heart, your heart, his heart, her heart is an undersea volcano filled with eruptions of exploding temperaments, hot and heavy, with the potential of death and dying of anyone who gets near enough that you become, that I become, a demanding and dangerous world, pulling on fast and slow energies, sourcing and exploiting on your own self-inflicted catastrophes, on the fondness of your own codependency for the ultimate transformation of myself, again and again. So I isolate, so I irritate, so I sublimate, and I infuriate. 'Cause in love, I'm great. 'Cause in love, I hate. It makes you want to disappear into the ether. Disappear. 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 Where I'm open to the elements. Where it bends with time and I still in. Where I'm locked inside a velvet cove. In a dreamless state that I call home. I'm open to a desperate kiss. And I want to melt inside a sweet caress. And I touch his face, his ruptured soul. And I feel his body heat grow cold. And I want to disappear. I want to disappear. Disappear. Disappear.